So, Dr. Jasmine, after this is our third session, and we did a lot of prep work of finding out where you are, where you're at, what needs to be done, and we're working on the clearing the negative emotion charge, the five major negative emotion of anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt, so you can move forward beyond this because that's what you wanted. So we just walked you through the process after you did great in the background in providing homework and everything to prep you for this. So after this process, what results have you gotten? What have you noticed that made change? If you don't mind sharing about your life.
What I notice is that there are lots of events earlier in my life that had so many charges and emotions, and it's hard to distinguish the five negative because they're all sort of intertwined here and there. Some are maybe just clear cut that's hurt, some maybe clear cut that's fear. Those events happen of certain emotions, but then they sort of evolve to other negative emotions. They sort of play in that circle wheel. And doing this event, it was like hard to pinpoint because there's so many. I never really had thought about going back to childhood events or even past life, but childhood events is one of the first major things I can remember that had these charges, and it seems like they keep on playing a role till this day. And by going back and looking at those emotions, really what helped me decrease the charge on those emotions, to learn and accept those things that had happened, and that they're okay to happen at that time. There's no shame or fear around those events that had happened, so that I can learn and grow from it. And then going back to the present day, how those themes keep on coming. I accept myself, I learn it, I love myself, and I'm working towards getting the help that I need by doing a coaching call, doing my personal shadow work. So that's what I'm getting out of this process, is to understand that these emotions started a long time ago. It just haven't been really addressed and accepted. By looking back at it, and helps me unveil the negative energy and releasing it till this day. So this is my first session, and wow, there's a lot to be excavated there, dig there, a treasure chest of stuff. So it's a process that I find I can definitely do in my own time, like journaling and stuff like that, like keep on focusing on the time. And it helps me to physically imagine it, because I was thinking like my right hand and going all the way down to the right is like my past life, and then my left hand is my future, and then right now is my present. So I'm like having this camera or just witness of me right here, or going all the way back to my childhood or wherever, and just looking up and then looking towards here, my future. So that was really good to have that 3D look at this abstract world and pinpointing the energy. So it's very deep. I like that. It's very, very good.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your testimonials and how it make a difference in your life, so that we can help people as well. And I want to share with you, according to psychology method, according to studies of Dr. Matt, is my mentor. He's a psychologist and also used this timeline techniques. He did a study, and he said that in psychology method, to get rid of one negative emotion charge, it took at least 20 years to get rid of it, 20 to 30 years. And we just gone through it for 5 negative emotion, and I want to share with you. You don't mind if I share the before and after charge, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
Before, for anger, I asked Dr. Jasmine, like on the high level of 1 to 10 negative charge, how did she feel, or what was she rate of 1 to 10 as high? And she said before the process, her anger was at a 7, and then after the process, it's down to a 6. So that's a progress, for 1 minute release. And then for sadness, before it was a 5 or a 6, and now it's down to a 3. And fear was 8 or 9, and now it's down to a 5. So that's major progress. And hurt was 7, it's down to a 4. And guilt was 6 or 7, and it's down to 4.5. And we're going to work on more as, you know, we go through this. We're going to keep doing the process more and more. But according to studied again, this method is really powerful. It could help people that are traumatized, depressed, have PTSD to overcome all these things according to studies by using this process. And that's why I'm so passionate about my work, because, you know, I want to help our people, the Cambodian American generation, the Cambodian blood, the roots, because we've dealt with so much, you know, from the past and affecting the present and the future. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping our people. You know, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm only helping one person at a time. Now starting, you know, with you and other people before you people. So I'm really honored to serve that, you know. I'm glad you noticed a change. And I thank you for allowing us to share what you've gone through and experience that others can learn also.
Good. I can say about the timeline for actually getting over certain emotions. I can testify about that because I, you know, sought a lot of help in the past, and I thought I was over it. And what I realized, there wasn't really any method to getting over these emotions, because I traditional talk therapy, we just go, we just throw up, we just talk about whatever in our mind, but like we don't really reevaluate what it means and all the stuff and how is it clearing from the past into the future. So this method is a system that actually like going, because the theme is the same. It's like, what's the lesson? So we don't continue to talk about it and keeping these emotions in existence. I don't want them to be exist. I want to live freely in my future. So it's important to quantify them in the past and then moving forward and when they happen. So yeah, I can testify that this will definitely save me a long time, because that certain emotion has been there for 20 something years.
That's why I have the ability to help someone save 5 to 10 to 20 years of the learning curve, and this is just one example of that.
Good.